All right, so today I'm excited to welcome Michael Patak, founder and CEO of Topstep Trader to Shoestring. Topstep is a Chicago-based global scouting agency in search of the best undiscovered traders, both domestic and foreign. Michael, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Robert.
So we'll just jump right in. We'll just kind of cruise through the basics we all want to hear. You are the founder.
Yep. We started this about 2 years ago. I've been trading in the. I came from Nebraska, the Midwest. Moved to Chicago to be a trader. I always wanted to be a trader since I was probably 15. So I had to make the trek to Chicago. Can't trade in Nebraska, so I made the
Sure.
made the trek to Chicago and started kind of my foundation here and just worked up the ranks. So to speak, and got to know the system, got to know how trading worked, had my ups and downs, and was basically humiliated and by the amount of losses I had. So I had to find a backer. So I found a backer, and from then on, I was able to, start my trading career, and I've been here ever since.
Gotcha. And what year did you actually found Topstep?
We founded it in 2010, and it was around the beginning of the year after the '08 crisis. The traders and the electronic traders kind of moved into the marketplace, and what happened there is made the markets extremely efficient. So there wouldn't be markets that were completely out of whack. They stayed in line very, very nicely, and things ran very smoothly. Very, very hard for you to pick out trading at that time as a floor trader. As an electronic trader, you had much better access, and anybody in the world, the barriers to entry to become an electronic trader were dropped down, so anybody in the world could become a trader. Like I said, I moved here from Nebraska, so I had to make a move to become a trader. With the electronic increasing, we were able to, or we basically looked into that and said, you know what, there's got to be other people out there that can trade as well, if not way better than I did. So we put together an equity partner, and we put together Topstep Trader, and we were going out there and to globally find traders all around the world that could trade and manage their risk and manage every day, day in and day out. And that's the reason why we started it. And since then, it's been very rewarding. I've been able to work with a lot of traders and grow the company, grow the pool of recruits we have, and the live traders that we're bringing up are very successful. So it's a nice program that we put together, and I'm still able to do what I've always loved to do, and I'm still able to trade right along with them.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So in terms of the, so for someone who's just, logs into Topstep Trader or hears it for the first time, what's the layman's terms, I guess, elevator pitch, kind of the one sentence, two sentences of exactly what it is that you guys do?
Well, we basically we develop and we discover trading talent. So we're going to either develop you or we're going to discover you, depending on how far along you are in your experience level as a trader. So it's. I talked to you about being humiliated by the markets, and that was me taking a lot of losses in the very beginning with my own capital. When I ran out of my own capital, I still had the passion there to become a trader. And this is a professional sport, so to speak. You see the same guys trading that are good, and you see a revolving door. We call it at the bottom step of the trading pit. That's why we call it the top step. Those that are on the top step are the best traders at the pits, and those at the bottom step, it is like a revolving door. They come in, they lose their money or make their money and then lose it. They're not good at the management skill. They're not good in the day in and day out of managing losses, accepting losses, or managing their risk. And eventually that will catch up to you, and you're just going to, what we call blow out. You're going to blow out of your account. You're going to lose it, and you're going to have to move on to something in your life. And, we saw the same people over and over again doing it. So we're looking to discover those that are ready to go, and we're looking to develop those that have the passion like I was, coming out of high school, trading and losing and saying, hey, I'm out of money, I need a shot, and I still want to keep doing this. And I was eager and passionate, and I wanted to stay motivated in the markets. I wasn't ready for the 9-to-5 or the corporate world, so I said trading is what I still wanted to do, so I needed to develop. So that's what we're looking to do, is develop and discover traders.
Yeah, that's great. As any new entrepreneur will find, it takes a lot of the persistence. I mean, in terms of challenges for your unique business model, in terms of the the training and kind of the backing of new traders, what are the unique challenges to the kind of business that you run?
The unique challenge is spinning people up on understanding that trading is hard work. I use the analogy sometimes too to like fishing. You know, I see on the West Coast, you see people fishing on the pier and they just throw it cast out there and it looks like they could catch a fish. Well, you could say that with electronic trading. You know, all you got to do is just click here to buy and click here to sell. But there's a whole lot more that goes into that, of managing risk, of managing your emotions, of understanding the markets, of understanding yourself and how you're going to do it. You could put that another analogy. You could set you down and you could be trading, or you could be betting at a blackjack table, and well, you could use this analogy. What's the difference between a gambler poker player and a professional poker player? Well, the professional poker player is consistently making money. So there's a lot of people out there with the barrier to entry being lower now that go out there and trade and think that they can be a trader. It's very, very hard to let them know that unless they've lost a lot of money, which we've been called the hospital for wounded traders at times too.
Okay.
Unless they've lost a lot of money, then they come in here and they have that gunslinger, hotshot attitude. I was there once. I understand it. I had to be, like I said, humiliated and humbled by the markets to finally say, all right, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me get my bearings straight. Let me work and let me slow this down and let me bring myself back down to earth and start from the ground floor. So that's something that it's hard to get through to people. It takes kind of a rigorous over and over repetitive motion of trading every day. And once you start trading every day, the market will find your greatest weakness, pull that out and show it to you, always as a trader. And that's what it eventually does. We do it in a way that they don't have to open up a $50,000 trading account. They can come in and go through our what we call the combine. Is a like an NFL has a combine for those players that get overlooked, Division II, 3 schools, or in this case, you know, you might not have a Harvard education that might make it to the resume that makes it to the top of the stack. But we're all, you know, could be a trader, and that's the thing about it. We all could be, but it takes hard work to get to the point where you're consistent and where you consider yourself a professional, where it's paying for your livelihood, and that's what takes a lot of time, and that's what we have to get through to people's heads, and that's the biggest hurdle that we try to get over with a new recruit coming in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting stuff. In terms of, I guess along the lines of that question, in terms of your unique business, are there competitors in the general sense, or is it are you guys kind of, you know, out there in front trying a new model and, you know, cracking away?
Well, I guess the competitors would be any trading group that's looking to find the best talent. We're a scouting agency that's looking to find the best talent and place it on our equity partners' capital. So we're looking for the best talent. So I mean, to put ourselves up there, we're our competitors are Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan. Next thing down to your proprietary trading group that just opened up down the street that's looking for your traders too. So we're looking for trading talent, and we're going to do whatever we can to seek out and find that talent. And that's our goal and our mission, is to give them a chance. And so that would be our competitors, I guess, at the moment.
Some big competitors.
Oh yeah. We're up to the challenge.
Sure. So in terms of, I mean, any company it's going to require, you know, generally any company you start going to require some kind of capital investment. I'm guessing yours was no different. I mean, can you talk kind of numbers around starting something like this, or the kind of people you need to have involved to, I guess, to get things kicked off, or how does that work for you?
Well, basically, I talked about prop groups, and I talked about Goldman Sachs. So I'm just going to go like Goldman Sachs, something of that nature. Let's just put a big institution like that. You'd come in, and you'd probably be a salary, and you'd probably just go through the motions. And to become a trader, it's extremely hard to get to the point where you're actually trading. Now, then there's prop groups that ask for a risk deposit, $5,000 risk deposit, $10,000 risk deposit. Come in here, and you could trade our company's capital. We don't ask for any of that. We basically ask for your time, and you put down in our combine, you put down roughly, it's about $150 deposit. That gives you the tools, we call it like the bat, ball, and gloves, to go out on the playing field and showcase your trading talent to us. So we put you with the bat, ball, and glove, and by that I mean trading software, Squawk Box, so you're here in the trading floor. We have coaches, we have charting software. So you get all this. We give you your bat, ball, and glove, send you out on the on the field. So now you're trading the markets every day, and we're scouts and we're in the bleachers, and we can take notes and see how you trade in a simulated trading environment, real-time simulated trading environment. With that, we're able to see those that can field, those that can hit, those that can manage their risk well, those that are trading with proper strategy, proper mechanics, have a good foundation and a good, consistent, disciplined, profitable trading approach. Those are the cream that rises to the top in our combine, and that's what we sift off, and that's what we take live. And by taking live, what I mean is they're trading the exact same way, exact same software, exact same everything that we provided them in our quote-unquote combine, our interview process, to see how they trade. And now we're going to back you with real capital. That real capital is going to be those profits you make are going to be your profits with the split that you have with our equity partner that's backing you. And there's your opportunity. It's a very clean-cut opportunity. There's no glass ceiling. There's nothing like that. Your performance will dictate your future in the trading world, and this is no different going through our combine program.
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. There's been a lot of discussion in tech media, tech and business media at the moment about this kind of proliferation of the Silicon Valley model in terms of, I guess, kind of naming different tech hubs around the world their own, I guess, valley. So Silicon Beach and, Silicon Alley in New York, things like that. Does Chicago have its own large tech community that, kind of...
It's starting. It's starting.
Does it have its own, I guess, kind of namesake, or is it?
Well, we're from the VCs and from the tech companies around here. They're starting a Chicago type Silicon Valley here, and we have our Groupons, we have our Motorola's, IBMs that are here that are present, Cars.com and stuff like that. Chicago's typically been a blue collar, strong blue collar with a mix with a white collar type business downtown, and as far as the tech industry coming in here, it's definitely making its footprint here. It's showing up, and there's been some buzz, and we're seeing it quite a bit as far as hearing a lot of people we know, colleagues and everything, talking about in the next group that's thinking about coming here as far as a .com or as far as a tech company or any of that kind of stuff. So I would say it's on the up and coming.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. In terms of, you mentioned early on that it's that you source traders domestic and foreign. What are the, I guess, is there a focus market in terms of the U.S. or overseas in Europe or Australia, or how does what's the breakdown, I guess, of your current traders, and where do you usually target? Is it strictly just whoever's the best, anywhere they come from, it doesn't really matter, you can tie them into the system and get them going, or?
Yeah, that's the funny thing about trading. It's not precise. This is exactly the model you go for. Go find them. Anybody, we're seeking. What I say is we're seeking. We kind of have an open door. So the door's wide open for anybody to come in. What we've seen, personality traits and different type of hobbies. Usually they're athletic. Or competitive, because the markets are very competitive. Usually they can manage risk. So whatever. From poker players to chess players to basketball, football, sports, lacrosse, anything of sports nature, where your work may not show up right away, but it'll show up down the road, and that's delayed gratification. That's what trading, your progress and your efforts every day. You might have a losing day after losing day after losing day, but if you keep pushing iron and pumping that iron in the gym and keep working hard in practice, you're going to have that breakthrough season, and you're going to be a player. And that's what we're looking for, is somebody that is willing to grind it out. Those type of characteristics are definitely something that we've seen. The outspoken individual, the open-minded individual, that's another one that keeps an open mind to the markets and doesn't say, oh, the market's only doing this and I'm going to do it just like this. That has the ebbs and the flows and knows how to accept defeat and accept a loss, so to speak. And so those are kind of, there's not one individual style, but those are kind of the characteristics that are presenting themselves to us as far as good qualified traders that are then producing once we take them live.
Gotcha. Okay. And do you talk about any of the I guess the numbers of people you have in house, or people who have worked with your program, or?
Yeah, we're backing 17 traders right now. We have 500 in the program.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we are developing quite a few traders, and those that are ready to go are backed on a fully funded trading account. They don't have to put up any risk deposit. They have to put up no money. Uh, the deposit that they gave us, that $150 up to like $200 for the combine, is returned to them once they're selected to go live. That then gives them the opportunity. Now they're in the majors. We created what I like to call a professional sports model for trading, a minor leagues and a major league. So we have 500 in the minors, doing your AAA, AA ball, and then those that are trading, or those that are playing well or performing well, are then pulled up and they're backed on our equity partners live trading account, and they're doing the exact same thing. So there's no equity, like I said, that they have to put up, and their performance dictates their future.
So I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, but basically with the increase of technological advancements, you guys are now able to basically apply a model that's very similar to almost like a Kickstarter, where you do pre-qualification of a business opportunity. The downside to people who work with the combine program, as you mentioned, the bat and ball, it's pretty much barriers to entry on all fronts is very low, and if they kick off, then you welcome into the program and you're good to go.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how we filter them, and like I said, it is a lot of hard work. But if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, because you're
Sure.
allowed. We have recruits out of Russia, out of Australia, out of China, out of India. Have some in Africa, London, of course, and then of course your states here. But it just comes down to having the bearings and the effort and the passion and the dedication to put it all in there, and you'll slowly rise to the top. And that's what trading is very rewarding, because you can be in all those areas I just mentioned and still produce and trade the U.S. markets, and produce the amount of income that traders can put together. And I tell you what, I've been saying how hard it is, but it's an extremely rewarding business. Much like you could consider any professional sport where an athlete makes a starting team. Put yourself on the Yankees. Yeah, the guy looks like he's completely fluid out there, and looks like it's easy, but you didn't see all the years he had in the gym. You didn't see all the years he had putting in that practice. There's big money at the end of the rainbow on this, and it's never the end of the rainbow, because trading can be with you like golf the rest of your life. But if you learn to manage your discipline, and that's something that you can do from wherever, whether if you're in Australia to Russia to London to wherever, and you could be at your location. They always make a joke about trading on the beach. I always think that would be distracting.
I would certainly think so.
Yeah, but you could definitely trade wherever now that the electronic markets are so mainstream and out there.
It's funny that you mentioned about how there's so much hard work behind the scenes you don't see. It seems to be a big. I see it in the news a lot about people writing articles basically saying that somebody after 10 years of struggling, they became an overnight success. So it definitely seems very. I mean, obviously, what media decides to pick up on, they don't seem to give any kind of credence or
Nope.
Yeah, coverage to the 10 years that aren't marketable.
Exactly. The overnight success would kind of discount all your past, but hey, you know what? It's a success. You got success in the title, so I'll take it.
It's marketing, sure.
Yeah.
So I guess with Topstep, I mean, what's the 3 to 5 year goal for you? I mean, what's you basically world domination, or?
Well, it's to keep seeking trading talent. We want to eventually, and this is what we're probably going to be doing. It's on the books, or it's on the out on the table, and something we're looking to do is have trading floors, and trading floors in different areas, different countries. So basically, you'd go to, you're trading from home. Some people trade better in a team-like environment, or a trading floor-like environment, bounce ideas off of one another. We allow that right now by having our chat room, interactive chat room that everybody's in, and everybody's in different trading pits. Even those are.
I'm sorry, that you said that was the Squawk.
Yeah.
Is that the Squawk Box platform? Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the bat balls and gloves I was mentioning earlier,
sure.
And that's what they use now, so they can all communicate. We have actually a room that's translated, a Russian room that's translated. So the Squawk broadcaster, which would be like your skipper, so to speak, out on the field with the players. We're the scouts. My scout team would be the scouts in the bleachers. The skipper's telling everybody on the field what to look for, how to, what's coming up, and all that kind of stuff. Economic releases that hit the marketplace that make news crazy, or that makes the market move crazy. Breaking news that makes the market move crazy. All that kind of stuff. He's keeping everybody privy to that. So that's that's what we're using as far as that. As far as expanding, I want to do, and what we have planned to do is trading floors and have that worldwide. So it's a trading floor where you're there and you're not in cubicles, but you're in desks that are shaped like the trading pits set up, and everybody has their screen and everybody can communicate with one another. And the desk could be separated, per product that they're trading. So if everybody's a crude trader, they're sitting together, and this is something that we foresee and something that we'll be moving on. And we feel very positive the fact that we'll be able to pull talent out of that, and also have an area where recruits are developing, and an area where those recruits are now, we call them recruits if they're not trading backed yet, and the live traders or the professional traders that we have will be in another section, and it's kind of sectioned off to develop, and then the ones that are discovered are trading. So a nice trading floor area in different countries is our next move.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then, obviously, you said that you are you're not a co-founder, you are the CEO. So, I mean, what is entrepreneurs always talk about what the hustle was like, their first company, second company. Have you had any of the companies before Topstep Trader that you worked on, and how did that go? And did you learn lessons from that you're applying to Topstep Trader now?
Yeah, well, my bad divorce was like I like to call my first company. My first company that I started, it wasn't the first of the first. I've been an entrepreneur since I was probably 16. From starting my own lawn mowing to landscaping company.
There it is.
Importing juice from Mexico. I did that by the semi-loads when I was 19, and distributed those at meatpacking plants all throughout the Midwest. And then when I moved out on from college, I started Guerrilla Gamer. Guerrilla Gamer was basically a way for you to play and challenge anybody in a game. And we hosted the challenge. So if you were in Australia and I was in Chicago here, and I wanted to play you in FIFA, I could then post either play for cash, which we ended up changing it from cash to points, and those points would be redeemable. I could kind of quote unquote bet you that I would beat you in FIFA for 1,000 points, and if I won, then those points would be transferred to my account. Those points would then be redeemable from Subways, coupon or gift cards to Pizza Hut, you name it. We kind of had that all out there. That was the first. I was very young when that company started. We gained a lot of ground. We talked to quite a few VC companies, some major ones out there in the West Coast. Actually, we had talked to. We had about 5,000 members of that. But the revenue model was never on my mind at that point. It was during the tech, kind of around the tech boom. And it was
Boom 1.0.
Yeah, exactly. It was basically just find a place for everybody to hang out, and you'll do just fine. No, that's not the case. You need to have a strong revenue model. I learned through that whole process that the revenue model needs to be in place to sustain growth. Also to listen to your customers, and that growth will stay there. So that's something I was kind of baptized by fire on that one. I put a lot of capital into on that and raised quite a bit of capital. But, I can accept losses and move on, and that taught me. That was my most expensive business school. So I moved on from that, and we're doing pretty well with what we got now.
Oh, that's fantastic. And a question I like to ask just very randomly, it doesn't really apply, but it's something that I've been I discussed with a few different people, is in terms of your family background. Do you have siblings?
Yeah. I have a brother in Sweden. I have a sister with 4 kids, and I have that's older, and then I have a younger sister with 1 kid.
Okay, so you're a middle child.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just seem to see trends in terms of birth order, in terms of people who are CEOs, founders, things like that. Yeah. So I always like to sneak that in there.
Yeah, middle child. I want to say I kind of ran the family because I was the oldest boy. So
you were running the show.
Yeah, I feel as though I was running the show. Yeah.
So importing juice from other countries wasn't beyond your expertise.
No. Gotcha. I kept it flowing.
So what's the schedule like? I mean, week to week, are you basically you pulling 100-hour work weeks, or what's your usual?
As an entrepreneur, you don't really count your hours. I never wanted to count my hours. I never wanted to work by the hour, so I don't count my hours. But it's every waking, sleeping moment is my thoughts are on your passion and what you put everything into. So that's where everything is. So, I mean, whether it's on the weekends and I'm grabbing dinner and I'm sitting there at dinner thinking about it, or whether it's 2 in the morning where I wake up and I have an idea, or whether it's right, before we talked and talking, thinking about something else, it's always working ideas, putting those ideas and making them come to life through hard work and effort, and then going on to the next idea, making that come to life through hard work and effort. So the hard work and effort is something that just is a part of me. So I don't really count that, and it's nonstop. I mean, it's 7 days a week. It's always there. It's something I choose this life I live, and I enjoy it. And it's a competitive, it's a nonstop, and it's a rewarding life that you see day in and day out. And things as long as things are moving forward, it's feeling very good.
Progress.
Yeah, but just like anything, like a entrepreneur, if the phones aren't ringing, you think you're going out of business, and if the phones are ringing off the hook, your mind's blowing up because you can't keep up. So it's a never-ending battle.
Sure. And so in terms, I mean, obviously you mentioned that with Guerrilla Gamer, you had the sense to, I guess, pivot away from that concept and keep obviously learning as an entrepreneur in other channels. In terms of Topstep Trader, has there been any pivoting, I guess, at any point from when you had the original concept to launch to where you are today, or has it pretty much?
The funny thing about this is no, there hasn't been any pivot, and I believe the reason why is because I know this industry and I know trading, and I've been a part of trading, and I've been the guy who's completely busted out and thought I knew everything, but was humbled by the markets. That's what we're looking for is an individual that has that passion to get back into it. We're also looking for the individual that can trade. I've proven through the years that I could trade. I'm still down here. I'm on the trading floor speaking to you right now from the Chicago Board of Trade.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm a member of the floor. I'm 33, so I've been doing this stuff since, like I said, 15. I should have always stuck with one business that I knew very well, but just like anything, what does it take you like 10 years to become an expert? Well, so that in that case, I know this business very well, and I've been in all positions from, like I said, not being backed to finding a backer to then trading the backer's capital to then trading my own capital. So I've been in all these spots. So I feel as though our model, when we put it together, our business plan, we put it together, we never really deviated away from it. We adapted and to little changes, but the whole premise has always been the same, and that's to discover trading talent and to have them, instead of showing us their past history, have them trade today's market. Show us how you trade today, and show us discipline principles. And we know those principles. It's the reason why we're still here, as far as my scout team, as far as equity partners, as far as everything. Other traders that have been in this industry understand how trading is. So sticking with something and doing it very well is something that has kept us on that plan and not having to deviate or change it in any magnitude.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. In terms of as obviously we move towards globalization in a bigger sense, and as tech becomes more prominent worldwide, how do you feel that the Australian trading community compares to the U.S. or Europe? I mean, it's in terms of the local markets for equity trading, or I guess futures trading in the U.S. I mean, how does the Australian trader or that market compare?
As far as the trader and the Australian trader, the ones that we have in the program, the ones that I've seen are very aggressive. I like their takes on the market. They're not shy. So if that's kind of the question that you're going off, that's what I would say about the Australian trader. I put a lot of similarities between Australian trader and Russian trader because they both are very outspoken, confident, and aggressive in their trading. And that's one thing you can't let the market run you over. But at the same time, you gotta respect the market too. So there's that battle that you do back and forth. So if that kind of answers that question, that's what I would have on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, it sounds like a lot of the similarities of the sporting personality that you mentioned you look for in terms of new hires, and
it's kind of natural out of out of Australia.
Okay, cool. And then in terms of, it's obviously usually pretty tricky to get somebody over that, that step to, try things the first time or build a habit of, working at something for 2 weeks or more to kind of ingrain it. I mean, what's the what are your recommendations to somebody, I mean, a first-time visitor to Topstep or somebody who wants to jump in, with trading and try to consider it as a potential, lifestyle career? I guess what is, from your experience and also being the CEO of Topstep Trader, I guess what are your recommendations?
Patience, and it's hard to say because you're gonna have bells and whistles and lights flashing and money moving and look, I just made $1,000 in that one trade. Every one of my trades after that is gonna be $1,000, and I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah.
It's just patience. It's patience. It's patience is virtue. Just staying the course. And don't get in ahead of yourself. Don't think you know more than the market, and don't fear the market. Trade right in that zone, and it's the hardest thing to do. And you're going to go through times where, like I said, market brings out your greatest weakness, and it tests you and says, "Hey, trade some more." You can make a bigger day out of it, and it's up to you to shut it down. So you have to manage greed. You have to manage your fear. You have to manage all that. So just take your time and talk to other traders and let them and learn from other traders. It's learning from the old and the wise, and there's a reason why they've been beat down and they're still there, is because they know what they're talking about. So the greatest thing to do is learn from other traders, and we allow that as far as our interactive chat room where you're going to talk to our scout teams in there. We have, like I said, I give you the bat, ball, and glove. You're out on the field where we have pitching coaches and batting coaches, just like the minor leagues would have and major leagues would have. We have those as far as trading coaches, performance coaches that help you increase your performance, that help you understand what you're thinking as far as your psyche. We bring in a market therapist. We call them market therapists. It's actually a trading psychologist each week to talk to the entire group to help them kind of comprehend, how come every time I buy this, I feel as though I'm going to be a loser, or how come, when I get greedy, the market then goes against, stuff like that. He helps you process what you're thinking, like a neuro-linguistic programmer would help you process why your mind is thinking the way it is. This trading psychologist helps that. So get in there, soak everything up like a sponge, and take your time. And know that you can build a slow and steady approach, and they'll be with you for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like solid advice.
Yeah.
It certainly sounds like some, those are similar concerns and complaints of people that I've known growing up who've tried their hand at trading and, as you said, gotten burned by it. And it seems like that's some of the obvious mistakes they make. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
In terms of, I guess, the startup entrepreneurial mindset, what is it about Topstep Trader that's, I guess, that you could consider that makes it like a shoestring startup, or like lean and scrappy? I mean, I mean, it sounds like obviously it's got built in that it's almost like a performance-based model. Is that it? I mean, it's basically a lot of companies aren't in tune with their business model and their revenue streams and things like that. Whereas you guys, I mean, it's performance-based, so you're purely.
Yeah, I could. Are you still with me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Basically, I mean, you look at it this way. This industry is a very developed industry, and we have the most cutting edge way of recruiting trading talent that anybody has, and that's without a doubt, because we can say, don't show me your resume, don't give me all that. This is a performance based business. That's what it is. You need to put up the numbers. It doesn't matter how you do an email. It doesn't matter how you talk to a client. It doesn't matter any of that kind of stuff. It's how you perform. In this business, this is the model is typically, if you go to put money with a trading firm or anything like that, it's a transactional based business model. We've created a performance based business model that you show us the performance, and here you go, here's your opportunity. We think that's true capitalism. We think that's a very solid way to run a business is performance. It keeps your business growing. It keeps your business extremely lean. It keeps your business and all that are with your business, whether it's the staff, whether it's their scout team, whether it's the traders trading, all feeling a sense of pride every single day over what they would have in any other situation, as far as just pushing paper or as far as just some transactional business. It gives everybody a sense of accomplishment every single day, whether you're working in our back office, because we're extremely kind of passionate about performance, and that flows over to the traders and the recruits that we have in our program.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. So it sounds like a fantastic business model. You certainly sound like you know what you're doing. So is there something, what can we do? I mean, in terms of bringing maybe some of the audience, getting them involved. Is there something we can do in terms of, I guess, some kind of offering for people who are interested in jumping on the site and giving it a shot, and as you said, kind of getting access to the bat and balls to, kind of get out there and start practicing along? Like, what can we do?
Well, like I said, I take it nice and slow. We have a training. It's a month of training with us where we're going to give you the training, the bat, ball, and glove that I talked about, hearing the trading floor, hearing the coaches, hearing the market therapist, hearing all that, while also having, like I said, the bat in your hand to go out there and deliver the trading software right there in front of you, the real-time trading software that the traders here on the floor, we use this exact same trading software. It's all going to be in your hands with our training, and it's going to help you get an idea of what type of trader you are. We do a month of training, and usually, it's usually about $150 what we charge. I know we can do the shoestring code if you guys do put that in. I know the back office, they put that together for me, and I can present it to you guys, and you can get 50% off what we normally would do to give you a feel. And if you're interested in getting into moving forward in a trading career, don't go put $50,000 in the market. See if you're a good trader, and see if you can even put together why markets are moving before you go on that very expensive learning curve of putting your money in there and losing it. You can go in here and get a feel for the markets risk-free and see what type of trader you are. So
basically, opportunity to try a brand new career path in an exciting field. So you're saying basically it's $50, essentially special offer shoestring. So how many basically?
Well, we can do 50. It's 50% off the $150 is what we charge.
Gotcha. Okay,
it would cost
off.
you 75. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And how many? I guess maybe the first the first few people who jump on can gain access to that, or how do you want to run something like that?
Yeah, the first 50 people that get on there, that's our training thing, and that's what we'll do. We'll open the doors to that and just use shoestring, and you can get as a scout code. When you go on there, we call it a scouting code. It's like a discount code, but we don't do it like that because we're scouting for trading talent. And you go on there under the scout code, you put in shoestring, and you're going to have access and get that discount on that, and get in there. See if it's a business you want to be in. See if it's a field you can even handle. And I believe a lot of people can do it. It does take a lot of work, but it's very rewarding, like I said, and it's a very flexible, nice lifestyle when you got the hang of it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, I don't know, it's certainly exciting space. I think it's a great offer for people to take a look at, and certainly, I mean, in terms of barriers to entry to new business opportunities, I think certainly a great opportunity for somebody to try it out and see what they think. So,
yep.
Definitely, Mike, I really appreciate you taking some time from your schedule to chat with us about what you guys are up to with Topstep Trader out in Chicago. Definitely excited to see what's in store for you guys this year. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Robert.